Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome or welcome back. If you like what you're seeing here, click like, subscribe, share. I also have a TikTok channel where I have some readings. I also have other content happening over there as well. It's the same name as this, Charles 13D. You can check that out. So I'm going to breathe in, breathe out. We're going to light a candle and ask that Spirit bring us the light. Bring us the information, the clarity that we need to have for the day. I was going to go through another round of doing the all signs thing, one reading per video. Spirit wants to do a general message for everybody, and then we'll see what happens after that. There could be a message for everybody. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet, because this is very impromptu. I was planning on taking a nap, but here we are. So let's see what the light went out. Okay, we'll just move you so you're not affected by the cards fanning around. All right. Welcome, Spirit, guide us. Bring your clarity, wisdom. Bring your light in through my consciousness and my spirit. Help me to see what messages you want to bring through for anybody who's watching these videos. Okay. Ooh. A lot of wishes happening. It will talk about this is the ending of an emotional cycle for a lot of people. The Nine of Cups in and of itself is what is called the wish card. So, but it's not just about like, oh, I have this wish, let me like wish this thing, right? It is really about whatever energy you're putting out there, right? It's like whatever you're putting out there is what it is, you should get it back. So like, it's like just because you want a new job, if you're actually sitting there saying like, like I hate this job, I don't want this job anymore, I hate this job and I hate what I'm doing, then you're gonna get, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna keep getting more stuff to hate, right? So it's more about like, if you want something different, something better, if you're wanting this to end, then you're gonna have to start changing your attitude, right? You're gonna have to start being like, I'm really caring about what it is that I'm doing, and I'm really looking forward to like all the positive things that are getting ready to happen in my life, and all the positive things that are happening in my life currently, and like focus on like gratitude. And the highest vibration is really about love. So find things in your life to love, to really care about, that bring satisfaction, as they say, and focus on those things, right? Because then it becomes more of a positive wish card, instead of just like I follow this woman, Esther Hicks, and she's like, like you don't want to be manifesting by default, right? So when you're focusing on the positive things that are happening around your life, then there are more positive things that happen for you, right? So there is that. That's really what the nature of the wish card is all about. So, but it is a 9, right? And so 9s are a completion of a cycle. And I really feel like, like through the last round of readings that I did, and even the ones I did before that. There's a lot of energy here that is about ascension. A lot of people are in the process of, leaving behind like a bunch of crap, right? And I really think that crap should be a spiritual word, and I use it as such, because it's just all of the drama that is being left behind. People are trying to raise the vibration, and I really feel like there is a mass collective of energy that is around the planet, whether that energy is alien in nature, or whether you know it's like, and I think that it is, right? But it's like it's a lot of energy that is not necessarily from this dimension, right? So but the point is that it's a lot of energy out there that is trying to help us, right? And so be open to receiving the help, right? Be open to receiving the blessings that are trying to come at us. And it just feels to me like the more people who are letting go of drama in their life, letting go of toxicity in their life, right? That's why there are all of these quote unquote movements happening, right? Not even going to get into the list, right? But it's like there's just a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm done with all this drama. And they're all focusing. A lot of people are focusing on taking care of themselves, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. So that energy it's infectious, right, in a good way. And the more of that energy that goes out there, the more it builds as a momentum for the collective, right? So that is really what it is. It's happening. I'm just looking. The bottom of the deck here is a Three of Swords, and I don't read reverse, but it's like sitting there reversed, right? So it's the opposite of like sorrow, right? I usually use the Three of Swords as, we just went through Mercury retrograde. That's being done. We're sort of in the shadow phase, but that's also being done, right? So Mercury retrograde is a time period about like redoing things, right? It's about like it's a period where you want to focus on balance in your head and your heart, because it is sorrow, but it's sorrow due to lack of communication, right? So it's like people not talking to the right people, not speaking to themselves correctly, right? Attacking themselves, stuff like that. So it's about a redoing, right? Renegotiating, revising, all of the re's, right? All that stuff, right? So because it's showing up here as being reversed, it's really telling you that since Mercury retrograde is done, it is really being a time to be moving forward in our lives. Right? And there are like positive things out there, planetarily, astrologically, that are country that I'm not going to go through a whole list of things, because it's like too much for me to remember in one thing, because like I know a little bit about astrology, but I don't really consider myself to be an astrologer. I do receive messages from spirit, and that's more about what it is that I do. I just use the cards as a way to tap into the energies. Cards open up a window and we read from there. So again, this is a card about gratitude, right? It's an overflow, right? It's like you have enough that you're able to give to other people, right? You have the scales over here, right? So scales are justice and balance and things like that. So it is saying that if you have things that you can give, that you can share, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in a physical form, although this card is Pentacles. So it's usually something that is happening in a physical way, right? And it doesn't mean like you're giving like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? But it's like if you have something that you can share with somebody else, right? Somebody that you feel like gratitude for or something like that, right? Being able to express something like that, right? Because there is this place about like celebration that's trying to happen here, right? So it's like gathering groups of people, stuff like that, right? This may be like something that's a party. It may be something that is, you know, like time out with your friends and stuff like that, right? Like it's the Three of Cups, and it's like women. So it is about like being in touch with like feminine energy, which is more about like creativity and things like that, right? It's not so much about like being in touch with your feminine side per se, right? We're not telling you to go, we're not trying to tell you to go get in drag, right? But if that's what you do, then that's what you do, right? No judgment here, right? We're just saying to be in touch with your intuition. We're trying to tell you to be in touch with your creative side, right? We're telling you to be involved with creative groups or intuitive groups or things like that, right? Or any place where there can be some sort of like celebration based in gratitude, right? Um, and it's interesting because we do have the Nine of Cups, we have Six of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Cups. So we have a 3, 6, 9, and they're all multiples of 3, right? So this is all about a creative overflow, right? And the Six of Pentacles is the 74th card of the deck, right? Which means it's an 11, and 11 is a major karma number, right? Nine of Cups is the Nine of Cups is the 63rd card of the deck, which makes it a 9 by itself, right? The Three of Cups is the 57th card of the deck, which is also a 3, right? But 3, 6, 9. This is like Tesla, right? He said if you're focusing on any kind of vibrations, multiples of 3, 6, 9, right? Then you know that's a good way to like manifest things. And we do have the Chariot card, so there can also be some sort of travel moving forward in a balanced way, right? This is also ruled by the sign of Cancer. So it is moving forward here. Cancer, you know, Cancer is one of the signs, they live in a shell, right? Cancer is a crab, they live in a shell. So it can be, as you're moving forward, like understand that you are protected as well, right? So but this is all a lot about like trusting your instincts. That's what the plus sign is in the middle here, and you do have the black and the white sphinxes out front here, right? So there is moving forward here in balance, right? And we are coming from this place of like loss, right? This is the message that we were talking about earlier, is that we're moving away from loss. We're moving away from things that no longer serve us, right? This is loss, disappointments, endings, stuff like that, right? And but the Five of Cups is the card that I use for people that have passed away as well, right? So there is that. So that means that there are people who are around you, right, paying attention to people that may have passed away around you that are here and trying to help you as well, right? And moving forward towards like physical manifestations, right? The King of Pentacles is he is a guy that has like the most money, right? But it's not necessarily male, right? It's like he's just like the king of wealth, right? He's the king. It's like more masculine energy, and it's a so I think that if you are looking for places, ways, means, and whatever to be able to manifest that what you're looking for, right? I think this is why he has like this line across here. It always reminds me of like a ticker tape, like Wall Street, stuff like that, right? But it's really just like the edge of his cloak here, right? But he does have this, he is holding this big pentacle and has all this wealth around him, stuff like that. This is also a major karma number. This is the 65th card of the deck, which is an 11. right? And so it's like, it just makes me feel like there are things that are now coming into our reality. There are things that are now coming into our 3D, as they say, um, where we were in a place of lack, right? We're now coming into a place of plenty. So there is that is going on there, right? In the place where we are now, right? We're in this place about, this does say like worry about money and finances, but these people are also moving away in a different direction, right? 5 is a number of change, right? This is the 73rd card of the deck, which makes it a 10, which makes it a 1, right? One is a new beginning here. So even, the story about this card really is that, these people are out here. Dark night of the soul is what they call it, right? But this is also a church that they are around. So it is about knowing or understanding that there is help around you if you are looking to seek that help, right? So you may be in this place here right now about worry about money and finances, right? This is a 5, and we're coming from this place of loss. This other 5 over here, right? This is where we're coming from, right? In our environment, there's this Ace of Wands here, which is new beginnings, which is like entrepreneurial type things, right? This card is like a match, right? Just like, it's like you light a match, and it's like, what are you gonna do with it, right? You can start a campfire. You can like light your stove, right? Light your tiki torch, whatever it is, right? So this is in your environment. So there are new beginnings that are happening here around you. They are available to you, right? Like we said, there's help around you, and then the Ace of Wands is like right there, right? So it's new spiritual beginnings, right? So 2 of Swords is here. It does talk about like trust issues, things like that. The 2 of Swords is a card that I use for like separation though too, right? So it's like again, leaving behind the things that no longer serve you, right? It could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be just like friends, it could be whoever, right? But this card is talking about like making a decision, right? So the person has their arms over their heart, which would indicate like trust issues, right? But they still have to make a choice, right? They're not sure what choice to make, right? But the thing about this card is that another deck is called peace. So whatever choice you make can be a good choice, because making a choice is better than making no choice, right? So there is that, right? Like as an outcome card, hooray! 10 of Cups, marriage, happiness, family, right? We start out with the 9 of Cups, the wish card, and 10 of Cups, right? So if you're following this path that we're talking about here, that we're outlining for you, right, then you will end up with the 10 of Cups, right? 10 of Cups, marriage, happiness, family. If you're looking for a relationship, right? If you're looking for a new relationship, right? A new relationship that can lead to a marriage, right? This guy's called satiety, right? So it is about being able to, have the ultimate kind of happiness that you're looking for, right? So, and the family thing is not necessarily like, like I do not come from this like happy, joyous, free family, right? But I am building this family of choice, right? 2 of Swords, right? Choices, making choices. So there's been a separation, and now we're moving forward. We're making different choices around, who we want to be in our family, who is our tribe, things like that, right? So if it is your family of origin, family of blood, right, then that's cool for you, right? Not everybody's doing that, but if you're looking for your tribe, then this is also happening here, right? So there is that, right? So we're just gonna go quickly through the signs here, right? The first two cards, like this is Aries. How do we make this up? Like I don't, right? The next card is the Knight of Wands, which is Aries, right? And having to make decisions around your life, right? Internal, external sort of decisions. So I think we're gonna do like one at a time. So, well, I don't know. What are we gonna do? Yeah, I'm just gonna do a couple of cards each, right? So, again, Aries, right? We have Aries making decisions, internal, external decisions, right? This is about being in a quandary. The Hangman card here, he is about things being stuck. No wonder they're upside down. So it's like you want to kind of change your perspective. It's like because you're not stuck. If you are in this place here where you're agitated, kind of pissed off, whatever, right? Then it's like you're gonna have to make some decisions, like your internal, external voice, right? Kind of matching them up, like we're talking about, right? And changing your perspective. It's like you're not really like stuck, right? Things may be in suspension, right? While you're in the process of making decisions to better serve what it is that you're trying to do here, right? So that you're able to take action rather than being aggravated, right? The Knight of Wands is a card that I use for like sexual energy, right? Something that can be a player, stuff like that, right? But it's a card about like where are you putting your action, right? And but like it's also a card because it is fire, right? It can also be somebody that is agitated, aggravated, all of that stuff. So depending upon where you are, right, this is saying sort of like take a little time and kind of like, you know, make sure where your energy is at and then put those things into action and make sure you're doing things in a better way so that you don't become a victim, right? Take your time, right? Suspend yourself, right? Like stop, right? You're not actually caught between a rock and a hard place. That's what some people use this for, right? It's just that like you have to be clear about your decisions, right? Gemini, and then we have like Taurus, right? So all right, so Ten of Swords is about thinking that everything is going to turn to crap, right? This is also an ending. Tens are endings, but they're like, they get like Ten of Swords is a card that can be like a difficult ending, but it's a blessing in disguise, right? Because you're sitting here, you have Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, right? So you're both twos are all about like relationships. So Taurus people, you're here and you're all about like how you're going to deal with and balance like your relationships, but it's like you're also balancing your own energy too, right? Like if people have been like, I don't use this card for this, some people use it as people that were stabbing you in the back, right? But I just look at it more about like mental, emotional stress made physical. So take care of your health, but it's like take care of your stress, right? Like which is kind of what we're talking about here, right? And then you're able to balance. You're able to balance yourself. You're able to balance the relationships that are around you as well, right? So, but if if people have been stabbing you in the back, if you have been feeling like a victim, right? Change it. Right? Change the circumstances, right? Leave those people behind, focus on better things like we're talking about, and then move forward from there, right? So, Gemini. Why are these cards upside down? Okay, I see what we're doing here. Okay. Gemini. We have two different queens here, right? Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. So this is about trying to balance your power, trying to balance your mind, right? Queen of Swords is about it. She's ruled by the goddess Athena, so she's about strategy, right? She says to be clear about who you are, what it is that you want, right? own your own power around here, right? And there is victory. It's like you're moving forward here. There's a parade in your own head, right? It's like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, let your freak flag fly, right? Whatever it is, right? It's like owning your own power, right? Owning your own individuality, owning your own creative energy, right? Because queens are about like, they are female energy, so it is about like your creative energy, your creative power, your creative mind, right? And like wisdom, things like that, right? So, so yeah, Gemini, you're doing well here. No wonder you have a duality, right? Did we do? Where are you? Where are the other cards going off to? Ah, there you are. So we did Aries, we did Taurus. So we are doing Gemini, right? Gemini duality, right? Your power and your mind, right? Your internal is your own power. The external is your own mind, your conscious, your subconscious, right? And owning those two things, combining those two things appropriately, creatively, right? And letting go of things, right? That's what this is about. So is where that's where your victory is lying here. Okay, Gemini. Who comes after Gemini? Cancer. All right, Cancer's trying to be in control of things. They're trying to be persistent about things, right? This is about a lot of stuff kind of coming at you, right? Feeling like you're not in control because you do have all of this stuff coming at you, right? But the stuff that's coming at you, part of the Six of Cups can be about people from your past, right? Past thoughts, people from the past trying to control you, stuff like that, right? But this card, in some places, is called like pleasure, right? So it's like take control of your life, have some pleasure around your life, be persistent, right? And it's like this card does talk about persistence, right? But it's about all of the people who are coming at you, right? And you having to sort of continue to claim who you are, right? Which is why there is this whole like persistence thing going on, right? But the message that is coming through here for you is choose your battles, right? That's how you're going to take control. That's how you're going to have pleasure in your life, right? Like, who's worth it, right? Is this battle really worth it, right? Right? The Emperor card is about control, right? And this, from where this is standing here, right, it can be a feeling like you're not really in control of things, right? But you really do want to own your own power. This guy's ruled by Aries, right? He's the Emperor, right? Sometimes he can show up as a control freak, right? This guy can be connected to like banks, institutions, things like that, right? Whoever the control person is in your life, right? It's like maybe there are things that you're supposed to learn from this person, right? Like whether you're learning to emulate them, whether you're learning to not emulate them, whether if you learn to do something different, right? Letting go of their way of power and choosing your own way of power, right? Like things like that, right? So you just want to continue to be persistent, looking for places in your life where you can have fun, because that's where, and I'm not saying like let go of all of your responsibilities. I'm not, right? I'm just saying like choose wisely, choose your battles wisely, right? Take control of your life, right? And I hate that. The Serenity Prayer. Really? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? So that's what you're being on about here, right? So that's Cancer. After Cancer comes Leo. what's happening with Leo. Okay. We keep having these cards that are related to duality, which is interesting. So your first cut up, this is about like school education, stuff like that, right? It is about business opportunities that are being presented to you, right? You have the two of Wands here, right? Which is the Two of Wands is kind of about getting ready to explore, right? It's like you're holding on to this energy, now you're holding on to this energy. Wands are about power, right? So it's like, it is like very entrepreneurial based, right? This guy has the world in his hand, right? So he's getting ready to go out, explore things, right? And it's like, you know, Leo, it's like you do have the Magician card here, which means that you do have all of the tools that you have all the tools already to get what it is that you're looking at. If you're looking at school, right, this would say that the diploma is already in your hand, right? It is about business opportunity. That's where you're looking forward here on a more financial level, right? But also on looking for where it is that you can make your mark energetically, right? Like relationship-wise, choose our relationships. Whether those relationships are business relationships or whether they are personal kinds of relationships, right? Is like this would indicate that you're letting go of one thing and moving on to another thing, right? So, and if you are using your magic, right, then those things are getting ready to manifest as well, right? And I would say probably manifesting by the next Earth sign, which would, where are we at now? Taurus, Gemini. We're moving into Gemini. So this is May, June, July. So could very well be by September time period, but a lot of times I do use the Two of Wands as a time period too. So May, June, July. Then July to August, that's really around the time period of your birthday too. So you could very well be getting a birthday wish. So there's that. What's happening with Virgo? Okay. Virgo, ooh, this is cool. I'm a Virgo. So making decisions, right? You're being called to a new life, right? This is Gabriel. This is Gabriel. He has his horn. Inside the coffin is an old life. Outside the coffin is a new life. You're being called to do something different, something more, right? And it may very well be that you're being called to do something completely different, or it could be that you're being called to do what you have been doing in a different way, right? And moving forward here, Knight of Cups, right? Moving forward in a more emotional way, manifestation of things, right? This is money, finances, things like that. This is property, it's wealth, so it's financial security. It's like making your mark on the world, right? And that can be your legacy as well. So there can be things that come up connected to inheritances, things like that, right? This, because that's kind of what this card is about, right? It's like family, right? There's an old man over here, there's all these family people over here, right? And all the pentacles raining down, right? And so you know, it's like it can be an inheritance for you. It could be you planning an inheritance for other people. Whether that inheritance is for your children, things like that, whether it's for your community, right? Like we said, the 10 of Cups, right? This is another 10, right? And so the 10 of Cups, right? Like marriage, happiness, family, right? Same thing like your tribe, stuff like that, right? So who is your tribe? Are you making your mark on the world, right? For that sake, for legacy sort of a thing, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, but you're definitely being called to action, and whatever it is that you're getting ready to do, right? You will be remembered for it, right? And I would say probably being remembered in a good way because you do have the Knight of Cups here, right? So if you are looking at relationship oriented things, right, I use a Knight of Cups for like potential for a new boyfriend, right? So whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, things like that, right? There's potential here for a new relationship, right? But it is, again, like, choose wisely, right? And the other thing is that with the Judgment card here, right? It can be a second opportunity coming around you, right? So there could be somebody from your past coming around here, right? But just remember, all right, you're sitting here moving forward in this very strong emotional way for yourself, right? Moving forward towards like wealth. So, is the person who's coming around you, are they coming around you to steal your wealth? Are they coming around you to steal your happiness, right? Like, the ex is your ex for a reason, some people say, right? Like, so you may want to kind of think wisely. If somebody else is trying to come around you, right? Do not be distracted, okay? Do not be distracted about your path, about where you're going forward, right? The Judgment card is in the past, right? So the mistakes, the errors and judgment, those things are behind you, right? So move forward, because there's a lot of amazing things that are sitting here coming up around you, and because that we're only looking at 3 cards here, so it's something that is coming like sooner rather than later, right? Like this woman that I used to work with, they would say it's in your atmosphere and surroundings. So there is that. All right. I have a whole big pile of cards that we've gone through here. Who's next after Virgo? After Virgo is Libra. 3 cards for Libra. All right. 3 cards, death. 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords. So Libra, another card about ascension, another card about like closing doors, new doors opening, right? This card is ruled by Scorpio, right? In Hellenistic astrology, used to be ruled by Mars, right? Today they use like Mars as well as like Pluto. Sometimes they use this card for that as well. Mars would be connected to, you know, like you can be cutting things away, right? Mars does snip things away, but Mars is also the ruling planet of Aries. So again, it's where you put in your power at, right? With Pluto, Pluto is a planet of transformation, right? So this would tell me that you're definitely going through a lot of transformation in your life, but you're going through this transformation because you're closing doors and new doors are opening, right? This would say that this card can be connected to lying, cheating, stealing, right? But this is a card about logistics. It's a card about tactics, like stuff like that. This is the 3 of Wands is a card that is about like commerce. It's about actually being out in the world and your ship coming in over here, right? But it's like it's coming in because there's a huge change that is happening around here, right? You've been in this process of change. You've been in this process where this is the card that's the past, present, and future, right? So the past is like you've already been in process of letting people go, right? People, places, things. You've already been in the place about like closing doors, right? New doors have already been in process of opening, right? So whatever it is, you can't go backwards, right? So there's that. 7 of Swords. This guy here, right? It's like it's a fear of moving forward, holding on to old ideas, thinking that everything has been the same, thinking that everything is going to be the same as it always is, right? So, but this is kind of about tactics because this guy went and stole these swords out of the other person's camp. So it's like he's winning because he took the other person's weapons, right? But this is like he's holding on to these ideas, right? It can be read different ways, right? So he's holding on to these ideas, right? But there are new ideas sitting around over here, right? He's got 5 swords over here, which means that he's in this place of stalemate, right? That's what the 5 of Swords is. 2 of Swords is a card about separation that we already talked about, right? So Don't be in a place of stalemate, right? Or if you are in a place of stalemate, that means it's like you can't win, the battle's over, right? It's like you can't do anything more, like all of that stuff, right? So it's like get up and leave, go someplace else, right? Because that's where your ship is coming in at. Your ship is not necessarily coming in from where it is that you have been, right? It's like because you're going in a different place, right? You're going out, you're exploring the waters out in front of you, right? And so yeah, it's like you're heading off in this other direction here, and so right around the corner over the course of the next 3 months or so, could be 3 weeks, right? It's a period of 3, but within the next period of 3 here, right? It's like you're definitely going to be in this. It's a new place, right? It's a new day. It's a new dawn. Like I hear that. I've been hearing that song in my head for about a month. That one and like welcome to the new world, right? So all of that kind of stuff. So just know, Libra, that you are moving in a good direction here, and you're kind of on the last leg of like, how like you're like shaking your leg, the last bit, like get off of me, right? And then you're like free and clear. That's what this card feels like. So, all right, who comes after Libra? Libra, Scorpio. Next 3 cards are Scorpio. So, Scorpio is changing your structure. This card is fear of failure, right? But it is a 3. It's the 75th card of the deck, which makes it a 3, right? So it's like you're sitting here, you can't force things to grow. That's the nature of this card in this deck, right? Is that you can't really like force things to grow, right? It's like things are happening in their own time, right? This is why this card in other decks is called fear of failure, right? But it's about changing the structure of things, right? And so this guy does have this pentacle between his legs here on the ground, right? But he has this whole new crop growing on here, right? So he's starting with one thing, but it's multiplying in a whole new way around here, right? He planted one thing, he has 6 others growing. So good for you, right? See, you're coming from this place here, fear of failure. You also have the Devil card, which is a card based in limitations and restrictions, right? But these are usually like self-imposed limitations, right? So it's like you're sitting here trying to change your structure, contemplating changing your structure of things, right? But you have this like fear, you have these limitations, right? It's very interesting because part of the Devil card is about addiction, right? So, and people who deal with like obsession, which is the nature of addiction, right? Part of that is like they don't give up, right? If you're sitting there smoking crack and stuff, right? Or like weed or whatever kind of drugs, then that's not really going to get you anywhere, right? But, or if you're in this place here where, self-obsession, right, that kind of thing, whatever the addiction is that's happening around here, right, that's creating this like fear of failure, right? This card also says that you're moving away from that, right? So, and Scorpio is, like, addiction is ruled by a sign of Scorpio, right? So, but I will also say this, that the Devil card is ruled by a sign of Capricorn, and the ruling planet of Capricorn is Saturn, right? So if we look at it from that direction, right, and we do look at this as like fear of failure and changing your structure, right, that is very much in line with the whole Saturn thing happening here, because Saturn is like whatever choices you're in the process of making here, right, it's not going to move forward it's not going to move forward unless it can survive long term, right? And this may be why you have this like fear of failure around here and trying to change the structure of things so that you can make it long term, right? Because Saturn rules like older age, like 50, 60, somewhere around there, I forget. Different planets rule different like age groups. So this is like something where you're looking to grow something so that it can last, for like 50, 60 years, right? So like long term, right? And because you are moving forward, you are leaving behind a bunch of crap, right? Because this guy in this, well, we're actually focused on these people, right? They are moving forward. They are moving. This is like moving muddy emotions behind you, right? You are being guided in a good direction here, right? Whoever the guy is, like I said, people with the wands, they are the ones that have the power. So there is a powerful person here, whether they are alive or whether they are in spirit. They're moving you forward here. You're moving in a good direction, right? You're moving away from all of the limitations and restrictions. You're moving away from all of the fear, right? Trust that you're being guided, right? And like I said, these people have left all their possessions behind them, right? So it's really a sign that they have left behind them anything that has been holding them back, right? So that their boat can kind of glide through the water easily. So that's what that is. What comes after Scorpio? After Scorpio comes Sagittarius. Next three cards are Sagittarius. King of Cups, High Priestess, Nine of Swords. Sagittarius, this is a very emotional time period for you right now, right? It can be this man here who's in spirit. I use the High Priestess card for spirit. This would be an indication about trusting your instincts. The King of Cups is the most, he's the most spiritual of all the kings. He's the most psychic of all the kings, right? So it's interesting because there's not really like, this is for Sagittarius. With the unaided eye, you would say that there's no fire in these cards. However, you have the High Priestess, and spiritual energy is the same as fire. So I use the High Priestess for the goddess, right? In this card, there is no ceiling, right? So the sky's the limit for you, right? Trusting your instincts, moving forward, right? But you do have the Nine of Swords, which is a card that can talk about taking problems to bed with you at night, right? But also this is a card that is a 9. It's a 35th card of the deck, which makes it an 8, right? 8s are connected to infinity, but they're also like related to money, right? So whatever it is you're trying to bring into the physical world, right? The Nine of Swords would talk about kind of getting out of your comfort zone, right? Sitting here, focusing on the problems, right? But it's like you've been in this like comfort zone, right? Which is being in the place about problems, right? But you're now raising your vibration, right? Spirit is leading you in a different vibration. So you're moving forward here out of this like old like comfort zone, being around these people, because this to me would say that you've been used to being a victim, right? And now we're being done with that. We're raising a vibration. We're getting out of our comfort zone, right? This card sits in the future, right? But in this particular case, it is because that's where your mindset has been, right? In this comfort zone, whatever your comfort zone is, right? It's been a comfort zone, but now it's not being comfortable anymore, right? That's why it's talking about this victim thing, right? because it's not really working for you anymore, right? So it's like you're trying to get out of your comfort zone, trying to get out of this victim mode, right? And spirit is leading you in the right direction. Your intuition is leading you in the right direction, right? Your psychic ability, right? Trusting your emotions, knowing that there is no glass ceiling here, right? Knowing that there is no limit to what it is that you can do, right? So, and just know that spirit is guiding you the right direction. You're going to be fine. Right? Who comes after Sagittarius? Capricorn. All right. Knight of Cups, Four of Pentacles, King of Swords. So this is a new emotional beginning in a lot of ways, right? This is reminding you, Capricorn, to be playful, right? You're sitting here, you're holding on to your money, your finances, right? You could very well be investing money somehow or another, right? This card has a New York skyline, so you could be investing money in New York Stock Exchange, stuff like that, whatever, right? But the King of Swords is here, which does say to be clear about where it is that you're going, right? A lot of times I use the King of Swords for like lawyer type activity. So whatever you're doing, Capricorn, you could be, that's why we're looking at this in terms of like investments, how you're holding on to your money, right? So you do have time to play, making your money work for you, right? What else is Capricorn really going to do, right? They're practical people, right? But this to me says that you're trying to be youthful, you're trying to be fun in your life, right? Maybe you found some new Capricorn. Maybe you just found some new like age-defying like makeup sort of a thing, or some sort of a youth drink or something, whatever. There's always something new on the market, right? But maybe you found something that works for you, right? Stay away from Ozempic. Just saying, stay away from it. It's lethal. Right? But there can be some new legal things that are coming up around you that are going to be really profitable for you, right? Because it is going to be something that's going to help you to hold on to your money, save your money, stuff like that, right? This is a card that I also use about when I say changing home with this card, I use it for like, changing curtains, furniture, stuff like that, construction, things like that. So there could very well be some sort of legal things that are happening here, around your construction. Maybe you're building a new playroom. Whatever that means for you, Capricorn. Whatever that means for you, right? No judgment. No judgment, Capricorn. Have your playroom, right? Or if you're having like kids or something like that, if your kids are moving out and you've been saving up for a rainy day, maybe you're like doing something like that. No judgment, Capricorn. No judgment. Just saying. Wink, wink. Who comes after Capricorn? Aquarius. Aquarius, you're doing a lot of sorting things out. There's been a lot of chaos around you, right? You have Queen of Pentacles here, which is about like your resources, your money, your finances, things like that. There are new emotional beginnings that are happening around here, right? There could be some sort of like new financial things happening around you. When is Cancer time period? Cancer is the end of June, the end of June to the end of July. So you could be coming into financial security, stuff like that around that time period, right? Because right now you're trying to sort everything out, right? This is about you have a lot of irons in the fire, as my teacher used to say, right? But sorting out your priorities, stuff like that. In another deck, this card can, the way that the swords are arranged can mean like difficulty with your knees and stuff like that. So you do want to be careful about your knees, your legs, stuff like that in general, right? Queen of Pentacles, she is about like resources, stuff like that, right? So It tells me that somehow or another, I don't know why the Ten of Wands isn't here, but Spirit is telling me that you're in the process of harvesting, reaping your rewards, things like that, right? Which could very well be why you have this chaos over here, right? Making a last ditch effort, right? Or like, I have this money and like, okay, what am I going to do with it? Sorting out my priorities. Where am I going to invest? What am I going to do? Stuff like that, right? Right. But you are moving. All of this stuff here is being done by the next water sign, which would put us into the sign of Cancer, which is the end of June to the end of July, right? So take stock in whatever your resources are and use them wisely. That's what the council is saying right now. That's interesting. So good luck, Aquarius. The next sign is, after Aquarius, is Pisces. Pisces is the moon. There you go. Stay focused on what it is that you want, right? And this is a lot about like not getting needs, but on an emotional level, right? But we do have a new moon. We did just have a new moon, right? So this is a time period about new beginnings. This will talk about whatever ideas you have running around the back of the head. Put them into action over the course of the next 8 weeks. This is the Eight of Pentacles, right? So this card is ruled by the Sun in Virgo, right? Virgo is a mutable sign. It is an earth sign, right? So it is about like, you're planting seeds here with the new moon, right? In order for them to become manifest, right? Probably becoming manifest by the time we get into September, right? Virgo time period is August 23rd to September 22nd, 23rd, something like that. I usually go 20 to 20 because different signs have different months, right? But some people use this card as an offer that comes up out of the blue, right? So, but you just want to really be trusting your instincts about things. If things are not really like meeting your needs emotionally, right, then focus on something different. Whatever the new things are that you're trying to manifest here, focus on those things and let go of the things that are no longer working for you. Okay, that is what we can tell you for today. If you like what you heard here, click like, subscribe, share. Okay, good for you. Once again, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. I know that I spoke fast. It's trying to do it in a timely fashion, but sit well in your body, okay? Very good. Take care, people. Thank you for watching.